गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव श्री अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रसाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद्भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री गुरु और गौरांग की जय। Hare Krishna. Let us offer up prayers and then we will begin. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Priyuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Kam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Seeking the blessings of their Lordship Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, Lalita Vishakha and Shri Radha Madhav here and Shri Gopalji and Jagannath Baldev Subhadramayi and Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. So, and all the Acharyas in the Parampara and Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled Vaishnavas. I'm very excited to be here. So amidst very energetic devotees and actually this has happened to be my first visit to Goa and very kind devotees who had been arranging so much wonderful prasadam when I go and come back. So I'm very grateful for all devotees and I'm also grateful for the opportunity for sharing something from Srimad Bhagavatam for the benefit of all of us. So whatever I'm going to share, it is also going to benefit me. It is going to benefit all those who are going to be hearing. Because the message is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Once, there were some 3 friends who went to a new place, new country. All of you are able to follow English? Hello? Okay. Okay. So, थोड़ा हिंदी में बोलना है. हाँ? थोड़ा हिंदी में बोलना है? Okay. प्रयत्न करूँगा. So there were some 3 friends who had happened to go to a new country, and whenever you go to a new place, What do people feel? Let us little roam around and let's see how is the place. Let us explore the city. And also they got accommodation. They all got accommodation in 100th floor. See, in India to see such a place is little rare, but in Western countries it is very common. 100th floor, 200th floor. So they got a room in 100th floor, and the receptionist told them that you need to be back before 10 o'clock, otherwise lifts will stop working. And they went for roaming. Usually when person is a little new and young, at that time he wants to just take risk, whatever it wants. And then by the time he came back at night, all these three friends, it was 11 o'clock. They had forgotten that lifts will stop working, and they started thinking now. So they started climbing the stairs, 100 floor stairs at 11 o'clock. And they were very tired also. So they were sharing. So let us share some jokes, let us share some stories, and we'll climb. And they were all sharing. And of these three friends, one was very silent. He did not speak anything. Everyone was looking at him. Sada hua लगता है? So they were all thinking, he's gone mad or what? He's not speaking anything. And then they asked him. So he said, I have a very sad story to tell you, but I'll tell only in the end. And then they were going ahead, and they reached 99th floor. And when they reached 99th floor, all their stories were finished. And they asked him, okay, you tell now. And he said, the key to our room is left in the receptionist hall. Wow. So most of the times, our life is very similar. We are thinking that next my journey, I have this milestone that I want to achieve. This is my target. ये मेरा लक्ष्य है. ये मैं हासिल करना चाहता हूँ. So every time we are running and we are thinking, as soon as I get it, I'll be most happy. है ना? When you are all studying, let's say 10th, what all parents, teachers, friends, सब क्या बोलते हैं हमको? बोर्ड एग्जाम क्लियर कर दो, बहुत खुश रहेंगे. आपका अगला जीवन बहुत साफ, very good. It will be like royal road. People tell like this, है ना? And after you cross 10th, immediately go to college. At that time, what happens? You think, oh, the subjects have become more complex, and exams have come more complex now. And after that, you immediately think, now, next target is what? Immediately, somehow you need to clear 12th. And if you get clear 12th, what next? Then your future is very bright. And then again run 12th. As soon as 12th is finished, what? Again, next degree. And while you are doing degree, it has become more tough now. At that time, what is the target? Somehow you have to get very good placement. You have to get very good job. Then your future is very bright. And immediately after that, again getting a good job. And after that, life has become a little more complex. Responsibilities have increased. And mind is giving more trouble. And after that, one thinks, I'll be very happy if I get married. But he thinks, but to get married, I need to have bungalow, I need to have a house, I need to have a good package. And after marriage, all my problems will be solved. But after marriage, what happens?
Real problem starts.
One thinks, if I add 1 plus 1, how much it is? How much? 1 plus 1 is how much? 2. But the formula in marriage is different. 1 plus 1 is equal to 11. So the problems complicate beyond comprehension. And one thinks, I'll be most happy by doing this. I'll be most happy if I do this. So our complex situations keep increasing and we think if I clear this, I'll be most happy. But the problem is, these problems will never get solved. The problems keep increasing and becoming more and more big, and we think if I solve this, I'll be most happy. The problem is the key to the room is left somewhere else, and we don't know how we can become happy in our life. We are thinking, I'll become happy if I solve this. But the problem is, we don't know how to solve the problem. The problems to our life can only be solved when we bring God into our life. As long as we don't bring God, then the problem remains always complex. The problem always remains. That's why we see great devotees. If you see, anytime they enter into a problem, immediately they think, if I take shelter of Krishna, I'll be most happy. You see any devotees, as soon as they enter into a problem, immediately they start chanting Hare Krishna, they read Bhagavad Gita, they go to devotees association. So like this, when we start progressing in our spiritual life, many times we think Krishna consciousness is separate and my life is separate. My job life is different, my studies are different, and Krishna consciousness is different. But only when we bring all of them together, and if we can include God in our day-to-day life, that is the time actually we can become most happy. So we will discuss from Srimad Bhagavatam how great devotees how many of you heard about Bharat Maharaj? Bharat Maharaj, okay. Very few have heard. So today we will discuss from the life of Bharat Maharaj, who had been a very great devotee, and he had 3 lives. So how he progressed from one life to another life, and what are lessons that he learned. I'm not sure how much I will be able to cover, but we'll go ahead. So we'll recite prayers to Srimad Bhagavatam. So all of you can follow after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Visible? Clearly? Okay. I think little stuck. Just give me a minute. Better?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. Can we little sharpen? Yes. Visible till the back? Okay. So I want each one of you to start reading. Okay? If any of you have mic also, it is good. Otherwise, you can use your full
Voice.
energy and you can little read loud. Okay? So this is the entire storyline of Bharat Maharaj. Please hear carefully. I'm going to ask questions in between. Okay? So can I have reading from first here?
Yes.
Little loudly.
Once the world was ruled by the very wise and the
Audible, huh?
and the experience.
Prashadam is there for all of you, so you don't have to worry.
Name king named Maharaja Bharata. After ruling the world of many long years, being aware of the ultimate goal of life, he renounced everything that is dear to one's heart, his queen family and his vast empire, and went to the place called
Pulaha.
Kula Ashrama in the foothills of the Himalayas for pursuing his spiritual career.
There he lived alone.
There he lived alone in the forest along the bank of the Gandaki river.
So, we call now Modi ji is wanting to make this land of India, he wants to rename it to Bharata. The name Bharata is coming from this king Bharata, who had lived such an exemplary life. The entire land is called as Bharata. Not only that, if you read even Srimad Bhagavatam cosmology, beyond this Bharata there is much more land. It is called Bharata Varsha. That entire land is called Bharata Varsha because of this king Bharata. And this Bharata was such a great king that nobody could even raise their head and ask that we want to fight with you. Everyone was so much. They were already thinking that he's such a great king and so much devoted, and he's not after just conquering. So they would heartily give their tributes to him, and that's how. And More than that, he had such a devotion that after some time he thought, now I have to give myself fully for, I have to retire to the forest and give myself fully for practicing spiritual life. So there are 4 ashramas. Okay? Any of you might be, some of you might be aware. One is called Brahmacharya, second is Grahastha, third is Vanaprastha, fourth is Sannyasa. Brahmacharya means it is a student life. So till 25 years, one is supposed to study what? Chemistry, mathematics, physics, and business, economics, politics, and keep sending rockets to teachers. Is that student life? Student life means what? Disciplined life and study of Vedic literatures. Because when one is studying Vedic literatures, what happens is one is going to get enlightened. With that enlightenment, one goes into next ashram, that is called Grahastha ashram. But many a times, when I was studying in NIT Suratkal hostel, I was studying, and the status of hostel life was, anybody who would come, get admitted into the hostels or colleges, 4% would be smokers. Because, and that too, most of them are NRI. NRI means non-resident Indians. They all had come from outside country, and they would 4% would be smokers. Drink, smoke. And after 4 years of wonderful hostel life, enlightened hostel life, only 4% would remain who would not be smokers. Everyone would undergo parivartan, transformation of their hearts. So like this, and when students would come to the first year when they are getting admitted, जो आते थे वाटर बॉटल रख के, मगर 4 साल के बाद जाते थे बीयर बॉटल रख के, एंड रूम पे जब वो रहते थे अगरबत्ती स्मोक धुआं आता था बाहर, जब हम फर्स्ट ईयर में थे. सो फर्स्ट ईयर होने के बाद जब हम, मेरा प्रोजेक्ट पार्टनर, when I went to his room and I knocked on the door, as soon as he opened the door, so much of smoke came. I thought probably he's doing some yagna. But later I understood there was so much cigarettes. See, it was like a hill, Govardhan Parvat of cigarette. So this is the transformation which happens. But in earlier Vedic life, a person is undergoing brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means what? One is able to control one's mind and senses. When one's mind and senses are controlled, one gets tremendous energy in the body. One gets tremendous energy in the mind. Even if there are tough situations, he will not get disturbed. And he can withstand great energy. He can withstand great troubles also in his life. So that is the power of brahmacharya and student life. And when one is studying Vedic literatures, then one becomes so powerful. Then one becomes a king like Bharat Maharaj. He enters Grahastha ashram. And when one is in Grahastha ashram, even because he has learnt so much, while he was a student under a guru, now even though he is living amidst so much of opulence, he is living with wife, children, everyone, and so many servants, he will not be bewildered. So that is Bharat Maharaj. But Bharat Maharaj was so much, he was attached to Krishna, and he was attached to his practice of spiritual life. Because it is said, immediately after Grahastha life ends when? Grahastha life is from what age to what age? 25 to? Because till 25 brahmacharya student life, after 25 Grahastha life. And Grahastha life till the end? Till when? 50. It is said, Panchashordvam Vanam Vrajet. After 50 years, one is supposed to go to the forest. For what? Hunting. For what? For practicing austerity, tapasya. You may think, already body is dead. Almost body has become so much old. How he can practice austerity when he is going to the forest? But that is the time one is supposed to concentrate on the ultimate goal of life. It is said the purpose of life is to understand who am I and to understand who is God and to have re-established our connection with Supreme Lord. So that is the purpose of life. If one has not achieved that purpose, one will keep his room always locked and he'll never achieve happiness. He'll never open the door and he'll never open the key by which he can enjoy eternal bliss. So Bharat Maharaj understood, now I have got everything. I am the emperor of the whole planet. Now it is the time for me to retire. So he retired. And where did he go? See what career he wanted to pursue? What career? क्या लिखा है उधर? देखकर बोलिए. Spiritual career. We are thinking that I will do career only by working in a corporate company or by working in a government company. But the real work that we are supposed to do is the purpose for which God has given us human body. See, we may work here for some time. We are supposed to earn for our livelihood, no doubt. Many times devotees start thinking, ज़्यादा इस्कॉन को मत जाओ. जब आप इस्कॉन को जाएंगे ना, आपका कलर चेंज हो जाएगा और हेयर स्टाइल भी चेंज हो जाएगा. So बहुत be careful, सावधान. Many times people may think that if I go to ISKCON, they'll do parivartan. They'll transform me. But we should be rest assured because Srimad Bhagavatam speaks of 12 Mahajanas. Any of you know 12 Mahajanas? Cricket also 12 are there. But who are these Mahajanas? कौन है महाजन? आप सुने हैं कोई? भागवतम में 12 महाजन है.
यम.
हाँ?
यम.
हाँ, यमराज. ओके. और कौन?
लॉर्ड शिवा.
लॉर्ड शिवा. वेरी गुड. कौन कौन बोल रहे हैं? हाँ, बलि महाराज. और कौन?
भीष्मदेव.
हाँ?
भीष्मदेव.
भीष्मदेव. वेरी गुड.
नारद.
नारद मुनि. और
प्रहलाद महाराज.
प्रहलाद महाराज. हाँ? कौन कौन?
बलि महाराज.
बलि महाराज. और कौन?
जनक महाराज. जनक महाराज.
जनका. ओके. स्वयंभू नारद शंभु कुमारो कपिलो मनु प्रहलादो जनको भीष्मो बलिर्वय्यास कीर्वयम. 12 महाजन. A नाम. Actually we should, if you can all recite now, this is very good for all us to memorize also. All of you can recite after me? Yes. I will repeat. स्वयंभू नारद शंभु.
स्वयंभू नारद शंभु
कुमारो कपिलो मनु.
कुमारो कपिलो मनु
प्रहलादो जनको भीष्मो.
प्रहलादो जनको भीष्मो
बलिर्वय्यास कीर्वयम.
बलिर्वय्यासकीर्वयम्.
Okay. What is the first one? Swayambhu. Swayambhu means Brahmaji. Swayambhu, Narada Shambhu. Narada is Narada Muni. Shambhu is Lord Shiva. Kumara. Kumara is
Satish Kumar.
Chatush Kumaras. Kapila.
Kapil.
Kapil Dev. Indian captain.
Kapil.
Who is Kapila?
Son of
Lord
Dev.
Kapil. Muni Kapil.
Devahuti's son Kapila, who wrote and preached Sankhya Yoga. He is Kapila. Kumaro Kapilo Manu. Manu is by which we are all called men. Man. How did we get the word Manu? How did we get the word man? It has come from the root word called Manu. Human has a word Manu. So like that, Manu. And then Prahlada Janaka Bhishma. Who is Prahlad? For whom Lord Vishnu took a special avatar called Narsimhadev. Prahlada Janaka. Janaka is?
Father of Mother Sita.
Father of Mother Sita. Then Bhishma. And then Bali. Vayasati. Who is Vayasati?
Shukdev Goswami.
Shukadev Goswami, the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vayam. Vayam means
Yamaraj.
Yamaraj. So everyone is afraid that death is going to come at any time. But that Yamaraj is chanting the names of Lord Krishna, Rama constantly. So now, why did I say this? Why did I say this about Mahajanas?
Spiritual care.
We should follow spiritual career. Along with our material career, we should also follow spiritual career. Many times I was saying that the devotees may become afraid, especially newcomers. Whenever we are coming to ISKCON, we start thinking, if I come too many times to ISKCON, then my career may change. But one thing we should know, even in these 12 Mahajanas, there are 7 Grihasthas and only 5 are celibates. So in that sense, majority is always Grihasthas. So we need not be afraid. So Bharat Maharaj, he was a Grihastha. Such a Grihastha that he could lead the entire world. So if at all we even become Grihasthas, we should lead such an exemplary life by which we can set such an example for the whole world, by which everyone can come to the path of Sanatana Dharma, who can lead principles in their life. But after that 50 years, he left so that he can practice spiritual career in his life. So now, how did he practice his spiritual career? Let us try to see. Next, someone can read? Who can read little clearly, loudly?
Each morning, Bharata worshipped the Supreme Lord by chanting the hymns given in the Rig Veda. Later in the day, he collected various fruits and roots, and as recommended in the Vedic scriptures, he offered these simple edibles to Lord Krishna and then took them as his meals. By his constant meditation upon the personality of Godhead, Bharata began to experience symptoms of spiritual ecstasy.
See, every day morning he would do this spiritual practice. Nowadays, all students, because most of the times I preach to youth, many of the times youth ask, Prabhuji, why morning only we should practice spirituality? Can't we practice in the evening? How many of you honestly feel that you also sync with this question? कितने लोगों को लगता है हम सुबह ही क्यों जप करना है, शाम को क्यों नहीं? शाम भी कर सकते हैं ना? See, sunrise and sunset. How many of you have seen sunrise? How many of you see sunrise? Every day sunrise. Okay. voting is little less. So many times people ask, why do we need to practice spirituality only in the morning? Can't we practice in the evening? How many of you feel this question is very relevant? So when I was staying in hostel, at the time, first time I got admitted to the college. First time I went to the bathroom. First day, I saw 5 o'clock. The entire bathroom has a big line of queue, and I was thinking probably I have got up late today, because I was thinking I have got up very early, 5 o'clock, but there was a big queue. And after some time, after 1 week passed, and the next time 7 o'clock there was a big queue, and after 1 month, immediately all students would get up sharp 7:45. College was at 8 o'clock. And immediately they would go run to the bathroom, shower on, and immediately run. Sometimes no breakfast also. So nowadays Kali Yuga means we can do any tapasya. Prabhuji, don't tell this one thing. Any tapasya you tell we will do, but waking up early in the morning is most tough. But it is said early morning is the best time. I can show you, I'm not sure, I don't have time. There is one video, even you can search on YouTube later. Why billionaires wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning? Have you seen this video, any of you? Why billionaires wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning? Morning 4 o'clock. What happens at 4 o'clock? If you see Apple CEO, he wakes up at 4 o'clock. Tim Cook. Many people are there like this, who wake up. Because one who wakes up early in the morning, you can have his whole body, physical body and his mental strength, everything is going to tremendously increase. And especially if you get up and chant Hare Krishna. You can do meditation, and if you focus your mind, you develop such strength, inner strength. And especially Bharat Maharaj also, he was living in the forest and he was waking up early in the morning and he would chant Vedic hymns. And he would offer simple fruits to Krishna and he would honor prasadam. Why we should honor prasadam? What is the importance of taking prasadam in our life? Yes?
The seals we make
Huh?
while cooking the food, we make many seals.
Ah.
So then offer to Lord and the seals become less.
Very good answer. So many times people ask, recently one person also asked me, why do we offer food to Krishna? Probably he doesn't have anybody else. So we are supposed to feed Krishna. Is it? That Krishna is very poor and if you don't offer that he will remain hungry. So why are we offering food to Krishna? 3 reasons I will tell you. Okay? First reason is God is giving us so many things every day. And it is a means of acknowledging that God, you are giving so much. I will offer you a small portion of it in gratitude to you. I acknowledge and I offer in gratitude. Many times people go to Ganga. गंगा में जाते क्या करते हैं वो? स्नान करते हैं और उसके बाद गंगा के पानी लेते हैं और सूर्य भगवान को दिखाते हैं और गंगा में ही छोड़ते हैं. People may think, क्या कर रहे हैं? मूर्ख आदमी है. पानी गंगा से ही ले रहे हैं और पानी में गंगा में ही छोड़ रहे हैं. What is happening? Why people are doing? Because when you are taking water from Ganga and pouring it to Ganga, it is a means of acknowledging. It is in gratitude. One is offering, taking and giving it back to Ganga. Similarly, we are offering it to Krishna again. And second principle, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that everything in this world has life. As soon as even sometimes we may say, Prabhuji, I am not non-vegetarian. I take only vegetarian. I take only milk. I take only fruits. I take only vegetables. I don't harm anybody. Even if you do not harm, still, even in plants there is life and we are killing plants. So what happens? So especially if we are offering that even vegetarian food to Krishna, it is going to become karma free. So this is second reason. What is third reason? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam ashnami prayadatmanaha. Krishna, and it is a sign of love. So like that, Bharat Maharaj was offering every day. He was chanting Hare Krishna and he was taking prasadam. Prabhupada said, just do these 2 things. Your spiritual life will become so perfect. What 2 things if we can just carry in our life? What? First thing? Chanting Hare Krishna and taking prasadam. We may say, Prabhuji, first one is little tough, second one though I will do nicely, no problem. But even if one is just doing second thing, eventually he will become so much pure that he will start chanting Hare Krishna. That even if you sometimes don't feel like chanting Hare Krishna, but start taking prasadam. You can come and ask these senior devotees, Prabhuji, can you give me little prasadam? And even by taking prasadam, our mind is going to get purified. Prabhupada says, there is a shloka, it says, spiritual life begins by using tongue. Doing the service through tongue. So if we do service through tongue, how can we do seva through tongue? By chanting Hare Krishna and By taking prasadam. So I am just by doing this. See what is it written? Bharata began to experience symptoms of spiritual ecstasy. He went into the stage of bhava. There are 9 stages in spiritual life. 9 stages. What is the first stage? Shraddha. And as soon as, whenever you see, how did you come to Krishna consciousness? You all can remember your first day, how did you come to Krishna consciousness? There was little faith or little interest. What these devotees are doing? Why they look so happy? I also want to go and see what they are doing. So this is called Shraddha. When you have little Shraddha, then you go into the next stage called Sadhu Sangha. And Sadhu Sangha, after that, when you come to association of devotees tell what? Prabhuji, ये माला लीजिए और जप कीजिए. Immediately devotees ask them to chant Hare Krishna. And when they begin chanting Hare Krishna, they go to the next stage called Bhajana Kriya. When they go to the third stage of Bhajana Kriya, I am going to ask all of you, please, you all need to later tell me all these 9 stages. Okay? Till now what all stages are done? First? Shraddha. And when one is having Shraddha, what will happen? He will come to Sadhu Sangha. When one comes to Sadhu Sangha, what devotees will ask him to do? Chant Hare Krishna, that is Bhajana Kriya. When one is doing Bhajana Kriya, then what happens? One goes to the 4th stage. That is called Anartha Nivrutti. All the anarthas in the heart, they are vanquished. Lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, envy, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsarya, everything vanishes. And especially when one does Srimad Bhagavatam and chanting of Hare Krishna. You just associate with devotees. Many times I happen to go to some programs, some students, they would say, Prabhuji, I go to the bed and for 1 hour I don't get rest at night. I don't get sleep. कोई लोग है इधर, हमको लगता है हम बेड पे जाते हैं सोने के लिए, मगर 1 घंटा तक हम जगा ही रहते हैं, हमको नींद नहीं आ रहा है. Any of you feel like this? Okay, honest. So many times, why? That is because of mind is so much active, and mind is so much running, hyperactive, and due to too much of overthinking, we are not able to get night sleep. And sometimes so much of negative thinking also. Every time people are in fear. What will happen to me? My friends, they are going ahead of me in my life. And sometimes people are in so much of depression. And all these mental complexities is not allowing people to lead a happy, peaceful life. One, forget about mental. Sometimes people are suffering even grossly. They are having some gross bad habits which is not allowing them to even lead a peaceful and happy life. So, Anartha Nivrutti, especially when you start chanting Hare Krishna and read Srimad Bhagavatam every day, it is said Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. We may think, प्रभु जी जन्माष्टमी को एक बार आ जाते हैं और हरे कृष्णा करते हैं, कीर्तन अच्छा करते हैं और प्रसाद खा लेते हैं, हो जाएगा ना. मगर रेगुलर आते हैं प्रभु जी, जन्माष्टमी को साल में एक बार आ जाते हैं, तो इसलिए हम रेगुलर डिवोटी हैं. ऐसे हम रेगुलर डिवोटी बन सकते हैं. रेगुलर मतलब क्या? नित्यम. So all of you can repeat one shloka. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. Very one line is so weighty if you can understand this. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu. Abhadra means all the anarthas in the heart. They are vanquished to the root. Everything is gone. When? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Every day if you can read or hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Every day devotees are doing morning program. How many of you visit regularly here? Every day? Many of you visit regularly? How many of you stay closer by? Within 1 kilometer? Oh. Most fortunate. So if you all are staying so close by, Krishna has given such a blessing. Krishna is giving such an opportunity that he has kept the ISKCON temple so close. If we can just wake up early in the morning and attend Mangalarti, chant with devotees, and everyday devotees read Bhagavatam. And if we can hear Bhagavatam every day, Nashta Prayesh Abhadreshu, all the problems in our life is vanquished. Not only that, second thing it says, this is one benefit. Second benefit is Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Naishtiki Bhakti is going to come. Naishtiki means Nishtha, steady faith, very strong faith. Many times we start getting sometimes doubts. We have some friends who are not devotees. They ask, does God really exist? आप देखें इतना जप कर रहे हैं, आपका जीवन उनको दे रहे हैं, कितने समय दे रहे हैं हर दिन? इधर कितने लोग जप 4 माला से ज्यादा करते हैं? कि आधा घंटा दे रहे हैं आपका. आप भगवान को देखे हैं एक बार तो? कोई देखे इधर? हाँ? People sometimes they ask like this question. People start feeling inside, oh, probably I'm doing something wrong. And these ISKCON people are simply cheating. They are doing brainwash. Like this, sometimes we may start getting doubts. And sometimes you may think, devotees, when you start chanting Hare Krishna, problems are supposed to reduce. Sometimes problems start increasing also. Any of you are feeling like this? Prabhuji, after I started chanting Hare Krishna, my problems are increasing. लगता है ऐसा? Prabhuji, earlier my mind was good, but now I am feeling my mind is troubling more. Any of you feel like this? Huh? So, actually, many times we may feel that my problems are increasing. I'll tell you one example. Any of you have in your home a room, if at all you have a room in your home, which is like a godown, and you open only once a year, Dasara, for cleaning. And when you open first time, how will the entire room decoration would be? So much of dust. And when you start cleaning, what is your experience? The dust increases more. But what is happening? We are cleaning. Once we start cleaning, at that time you start feeling that dust is more. But actually the process is, it is getting cleansed. Similarly, when you start chanting Hare Krishna, at that time you start, sometimes devotees feel, Hare, I am getting so much negative thoughts. But actually all those thoughts are going. But only thing is you should continue cleaning. If you stop cleaning, becoming afraid, oh, problems are increasing, let me stop. Then all the dust which has arisen, everything is again going to settle. So all the problems, anarthas which has just aroused to get washed off from the heart is going to go away if you continue chanting Hare Krishna. So now anartha nivritti, to the next stage is what? Nishtha. Very steady faith, strong faith. After Nishtha is what? Ruchi. Then you start feeling taste in chanting Hare Krishna. Real taste. You feel like you are drinking maza. Till now you are thinking, Prabhuji, chanting Hare Krishna is like Karela juice. How, Prabhuji, you can chant so much? 2 hours. Prabhuji, you asked me to sing 2 hours some Bollywood song. I'll be most happy. I'll sing. But chanting Hare Krishna is so tough. But when you come to the stage of Ruchi, at that time you feel so much of taste in chanting Hare Krishna. And then next stage is what? Asakti. When you drink one, you will feel like I want to have one more. And the next stage is Bhava. When you go to the stage of Bhava, you can hear the flute sound of Krishna. Personally you can hear. And you can smell the fragrance of Krishna. You can feel the touch of Krishna's body. All these experiences one can get when one comes to the stage of Bhava. So this is the stage which Bharat Maharaj reached, he could personally hear the flute sound of Krishna. That means he was just one step below Prema. The last stage was Prema, he was just one step below. Now, few questions for all of you. Let's see how much attentive all of you are. Okay? The purpose of Bharata going to Bulaha Ashram was, yes, to meditate and merge into impersonal life, to take break from the stress and struggle arising in kingly life, to pursue a spiritual career by worshipping the Supreme Lord, to attain love of God, to renounce everything that is dear to one's heart, queen, family and vast empire. Yes, how many of you say first option? Yay. Second option. Third option. Amazing. All of you are so attentive. Okay. How many of you say fourth option? Wonderful. Okay, next. Bharata gives shelter to a deer. Okay, can I have someone who can read?
One day while Bharata was meditating near the bank.
Actually, now please hear. This is the turning point which is coming in Bharata's life. The most suspense is going to start actually from here. Till now it was just an introduction. So now actual Bharat's life, how it changed. He was going in one track, suddenly there was a climax which is going to come in his life. A very serious situation which is going to completely take him off the road. Please hear attentively. Continue.
One day while Bharata was meditating near the bank of the river, a dove came there to drink water. While she drank water with fearful eyes, a lion nearby in the forest roared loudly. As the pregnant dove felt
Doe means small deer. Yeah.
felt,
Female deer. Female deer.
felt in fear and jumped across the river, a baby deer fell from her womb into the swiftly flowing waters. The mother deer, trembling in fright, weakened and pained by the miscarriage, entered a cave where she soon died.
All of you are able to understand? Bharat Maharaj is sitting and doing his Gayatri, Japa, and suddenly he saw that suddenly a sound came, shrieking sound. Deer which was just running and it came to drink water, lion roaring sound, and she became so much fearful. She leaped from one corner of the bank to another. And when she was leaping, the baby, she was pregnant and immediately she gave birth to a deer and she jumped into a cave and she died. And that baby deer fell into the waters and she was flowing in the current of waters. And Bharat Maharaj is sitting and doing his japa. When you are chanting Hare Krishna, if you see a scene like this, what will you do? You will say, Prabhuji, I will not be able to notice only because most of the time I keep sleeping. I'm not talking. But Bharat Maharaj was not like this. Bharat Maharaj was, he was in stage of bhava, he is relishing. But still, he was such a liberated soul, he was having compassion in his heart. He was feeling pain, saying, baby deer was just forcefully carried by the water waves. So he immediately rushed and he lifted and he brought to his ashram. Now, most important things are coming. Yes, next. Can you go ahead read? Read loudly. Whoever can read happily. Yes.
As the sage Bharata observed the baby deer floating helplessly down the river, he felt great compassion. Bharata lifted the animal from the water and, knowing it to be motherless, brought it to his asrama. Because Bharata was self-realized, he saw all living beings with equal vision. He fed the deer with fresh green grass daily and tried to make it comfortable.
Till now everything is okay, right? Till now everything is okay. He is feeding and taking care of the baby deer. Now, okay. Okay, from here, most important thing is coming. Next, can someone read? Is it on?
Yes.
Okay.
Soon, however, he began to develop the great attachment for the deer. He laid down with it, walked with it, and watched with it, and even ate with it. And when he wanted to enter the forest to collect fruits or flowers and roots, he would lay the deer with him, fearing that if he left it behind, it would be killed by the dogs, jackals, or tigers. Bharata, two great creatures, seeing the deer live and frolic in the forest like child. Sometimes he would carry the deer on his shoulders. When he slept, the deer would rest upon his chest and would sometimes even kiss it. Thus his heart becomes warm and affection for the deer.
Just imagine now, Bharat Maharaj was such a great king. He had so much of opulence. He was the. Actually, we may not be able to understand what is the opulence of Bharat Maharaj. We have never experienced such opulence. See, imagine the opulence of PM Modi. How many servants are there under him? If one of his car goes, at least minimum 10 to 15 cars go along before and after, isn't it? And he had such beautiful queens. And everyone was obedient. Nobody would rebel. There was no election problem that time. Now we will bring him down and we will re-elect someone else as the king. No problem. He himself retired. And such a king, he gave up everything and he has gone to the forest. And now he is getting attached to this simple deer. And he is becoming so much attached that even while chanting Hare Krishna, he is looking at deer. Oh my dear deer, how are you? So he is not able to focus on his chanting Hare Krishna. He is even while reading Bhagavatam, he is looking at my deer. Have you taken your food? Have you taken your grass? So he is becoming so much attached. Everywhere he is carrying, wherever he is going, he is also carrying his deer. So he is becoming so much attached to the deer, he is becoming so much caught up. And he is losing his grip on his spiritual life. Nowadays, it is said, smartphones are even much more dearer to a person than their own wives. People can live without their wife also at least one day. But they can't live without their smartphone. And people think, actually if at all you want to become smart, people think I at least should have a smartphone. When we were all, at least when I was a student, actually at least before entering into engineering, we never had a phone. And after that too, I went into engineering, that too I had to go to some other town. So I had to carry one phone. And that time famous phone was 1100 Nokia. Any of you have seen, taken darshan of Nokia? 1100. So this phone we would have, and we would consider this as opulence. And nowadays, people think if at all you have a small keypad phone, they think you are a fool. You have come from some village. And people think you should have a smartphone. But you see, recently I had some of my friends. I asked their, what is your contact number? He said, wait a minute, let me check. He was not able to remember his own contact number. People's brains have become dull and phones have become smart. Phone storage capacity is increasing. Brain memory capacity is decreasing. YouTube shorts, YouTube videos length is decreasing. But time spent on mobile is increasing. This is the pathetic condition of Kali Yuga. We are thinking that we are advancing, but what is happening? We are becoming so much caught. Now, not only this, it is said in 2003, there was a research done. They were calculating how much is the attention span of which is the species who has least attention span? Any of you know? Yeah, goldfish is considered to be having the least attention. All of you understand what is attention span? जब आप क्लास में बैठते हैं ना या किधर भी बैठते हैं, एक दिशा पर, एक लक्ष्य पर आप पूरा फोकस, कंसंट्रेशन कितना समय तक आप रख पाते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं अटेंशन स्पैन. हाउ लॉन्ग यू कैन कीप योर माइंड फोकस्ड, that is called attention span. Now they found out which is the species has least attention span, and they found out this golden fish. It has attention span of just 8 seconds. Within 9 seconds. It is so swift and it keeps moving every now and then. And in 2012, Microsoft did a research on all human beings, and they came up with another statistics. They said now Nobel Prize is being snatched from golden fish by human beings because they have made a record and they have even beaten goldfish. They have gone to a record of attention span having lesser than 9 seconds. They have attention span of just 8 seconds. So we all deserve a golden medal. Nobody's clapping. So, can you imagine our pathetic situation of modern days, modern times? We have become so much defocused. We are not able to focus on one thing. Even when we were chanting Hare Krishna, we are not able to focus on one thing. That's why Lokanath Swami Maharaj, one of the sannyasis in ISKCON, he says 11th offense, there are 10 offenses, Nam Aparad, to chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The 11th offense is what? Any of you know? पता है? लोकनाथ स्वामी महाराज बोलते हैं 11वां अपराध, नाम अपराध है मोबाइल फोन को बाजू में रखना जब करते समय. ये 11वां नाम अपराध है. So while you are chanting Hare Krishna, keep your phone aside and then you sit and chant Hare Krishna. Many times devotees put their hand in bead bag and they think Prabhupada has given very good style of bead bag. This is so good bead bag that while you are chanting also you can keep moving with one finger out. So nice. Prabhupada has given such a free hand to even move videos and to keep seeing YouTube shorts. So we will not be able to benefit from chanting Hare Krishna. If at all we want to benefit from chanting Hare Krishna, and if we want to save ourselves without getting distracted like Bharat Maharaj, we have to save from our spiritual life. So what happened to Bharat Maharaj? Most important things, next 2 slides is going to come. I am going to end with this. Being attached to raising the deer, Bharata gradually became neglectful of his meditation. See what happens? In the beginning when you all came to a beginners program like this, how much was the crowd? How many were there in the beginning program, Bruce?
50, 60.
50, 60. But now how many come?
30.
30. And after some time 20. And after some time 10. So much of filtration keeps happening. Why? A person who was very serious in practicing spirituality, he loses his focus because he gets diverted by so many distractions. N number of distractions are there in this world just to distract you from your spiritual path. You are practicing, but Maya is creating ever new distractions. We may think we are advancing more, but Maya is 10 times more advanced. We are thinking we are becoming more advanced in we are able to do so many things fast by using technology, but just see, by becoming more advanced we are becoming more and more dull. We are becoming more and more caught up in the grip of Maya. So Bharata became neglectful of his meditation. He became distracted from the path of spirituality, which is the goal of human life. The Vedas remind us that the human form is obtained only after the soul undergoes millions of births in lower species of life. We have got opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness, which is not available for anyone You are able to see so many people are. How many people are in Goa?
15.
What is the population?
15, 16.
Huh?
15, 16.
15, 16 lakhs. है ना? How many are devotees in Goa? How many are chanting Hare Krishna? 1,000. What is the percentage?
No percentage.
Consider 10 lakhs and 1,000. 10 lakhs means how much percentage? How many zeros?
5.
5 zeros. 1,000 is 3 zeros. How much? 1 in 100. So rare. It's an opportunity that we have got, and especially in human form of life. So, but Bharat Maharaj missed. So, what do you think? Okay. Most important, what is your opinion about TV, movie, smartphone, media in modern times? People are becoming impersonal. Keep limited use and enjoy life with friends and family. They ruin our academics due to overuse. I'll carefully use them and focus on spiritual life. They are a great boon to modern youth as they have boosted our entertainment to great level. I'll not let them distract me from spiritual life as dear distracted Bharat. I use them with caution and care in Lord's service and for my academics, not for spoiling my life. So how many of you say first option? Second option? Huh? No? Okay. Okay. How many of you say third option? Great boon. हमारी जिंदगी है. And what? How many of you say fourth option? People don't have. प्रभु जी हमको हिम्मत नहीं है हाथ ऊपर करने के लिए. प्रभु जी आप बोल देंगे स्मार्टफोन छोड़ दो. आपको नहीं बोलूँगा स्मार्टफोन छोड़ने के लिए. हम इस जगत में छोड़ने का जरूरत नहीं है, जोड़ने का जरूरत है. क्या करने का? जोड़ना है, छोड़ना नहीं है. So we don't have to give up anything in this world. We have to connect everything to Krishna consciousness. That's what is going to make. See, human life is meant for controlling our mind and senses, engaging them in service to the Supreme Lord, to purify our heart and go back to Godhead. Animals gratify their senses, simply eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Human body is like a machine, which should be used for Krishna consciousness. See, if we do not use, just see, a person when he is going up the staircase, he is becoming more and more bright. When he is coming down, you see, attachment, pride, false prestige, ignorance, anger, envy. He is becoming more and more dark. He is becoming more and more ugly. So when we start practicing Krishna consciousness, you will become bright. Even your face glows with it. There is extra glow. Extra effulgence will come. How many of you want to? How many of you feel? How many of you use Fair and Lovely every day? प्रभु जी इधर मत पूछिए, अब प्राइवेट में पूछिए बोलूँगा. So if at all you want to become even glow, you just practice Krishna consciousness sincerely, seriously. You can see your body, physical health and mental health, everything will come to straight. And just what happened after this, I just tell last thing, and after that I am going to keep a suspense. See, Bharat Maharaj became old and he became so much attached to the deer that in one of the valley he just dropped. He just fell off from the deer, from the cliff, and he was always thinking of this deer. He was thinking, oh my dear, oh my dear, oh my dear, oh my dear. He just left his body. And he was thinking of the deer and he left his body. And in his next life he became what? A deer. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitah. When you remember, whatever you remember at the time of death, that's what you are going to attain at the time of death. So Bharat Maharaj became a deer in his next lifetime. And what happened to him ahead? He just became a deer and that's all. In his next lifetime, again he became a very great devotee. And how he became a great devotee is a suspense which is going to be there till the time, either next time I come or till the time next our devotees will take. So, to keep hearing like this great lessons from Srimad Bhagavatam for our own upliftment of spirituality, please keep coming and keep taking benefit. So much these devotees are working very hard. I just was seeing these devotees, so much they are remembering and they keep giving follow-up calls. How many of you get calls like this to come to the program? Just see, in Kali Yuga, people are reminding us and calling. Can you just feel the great boon that we have? We should be so much grateful that these devotees are doing so much benefit to us. We are sometimes so much caught up in Maya, in our duties, and we forget our own spiritual life. These devotees are so kind and they are reminding us to benefit in our own life. So we should be so grateful, and I am also grateful for all of them for giving this opportunity. And I thank all of you for being so enthusiastic and so much patient and so much interactive. So I thank all of you, each one of you, and hope in some time future we'll again meet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Bharat Maharaj was at a very high stage of bhakti,
Yes.
but the deer came in his life. So what we can call it? It was a test given by Krishna, or was it his destiny that he was going to meet a deer?
Yeah.
How we can see that?
Very, very, very wonderful question and very thoughtful question, because say a person who has just about to reach but is just in the last minute, it's very difficult for him to get distracted. It's almost impossible. See, one who has been always scoring 90% or who has always been a first ranker in a class, can you imagine that he failed in the entire, all exams, he just failed? We cannot even comprehend. There must be some serious reason for this. So now, usually it is almost impossible for anyone to fail like this in Krishna consciousness. Because it is said, after one reaches Nishtha, it is highly impossible that he'll fall down. Fifth stage. After reaching Nishtha, hardly it's impossible for anyone to fall down from Krishna consciousness. But he was in the stage of eighth stage. So how could he fall down? Now, it is said, when one is practicing one's Krishna consciousness, he is directly under the control of Krishna. And especially a devotee who is attained a stage like Bhava. Now, anything that is happening in the life of a devotee of that stage, it is Krishna's direct orchestration in his life to take him much more swiftly to attain Krishna's lotus feet. So now, Bharat Maharaj did a slight mistake. He was showing material compassion. He had compassion, but instead of showing spiritual compassion, he showed only material compassion for the body. Many times, even while we are practicing Krishna consciousness, we may start wanting to do social service rather than offering Krishna consciousness. We may start thinking, let me do Annadan, let me do Vastradan, let me do Vidyadan. But we may not be able to understand the highest level of dan that you can do is offering spiritual knowledge, Vidya, Adhyatma Vidya, Krishna consciousness. But problem is he became attached to showing compassion materially. So that's how Krishna wanted to teach him one very fine lesson. Because a person, when one does a serious mistake, especially a very expert person doing a serious mistake, the spiritual teachers will not like to see. They want to make sure that he is 100% right. So Krishna wanted to see, my devotee is doing such a mistake and he is neglecting Krishna consciousness and he is becoming attached to deer. So Krishna wanted to give him one nice lesson so that throughout life he'll remember. So if you remember, immediately after he got the body of a deer, even in that body of a deer, he was still able to remember. Even in the body of a deer, he was not eating green fresh grass. He would eat dry grass because he was doing tapasya. And he went to the ashram of Pulastya, and again he was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, even in the body of a deer. This you will hear in future, time to come. That means he was not a normal deer. He was an extraordinary deer, but Krishna wanted to give him a very fine lesson, just to awaken him, come into senses. Don't do gross mistakes like this. So like this, Krishna wanted to teach him a lesson and teach through him to all of us. See, Krishna sometimes uses his dear devotees to teach lesson for all of us. Krishna put Arjuna in the battlefield and put him in illusion. And Krishna at one point of time became so much bewildered, and his hands started trembling, and tears started flowing. His body started, hairs were standing on end. He became as good as a materially infected person who came into moha. But Krishna brought him to that situation just so that he could teach Bhagavad Gita to all of us. So like this, Krishna brought him to that state only to teach all of us a lesson. So we should understand, anything that is happening in the life of a great devotee, it is Krishna's direct orchestration. Okay, bro? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.